you know?
I read an article that you had done an interview back in, I think it was Vogue in 2020. And you talked a little bit about how the novel was loosely inspired by like Harry Styles with One Direction, a little bit of like an Eddie Redmayne, your real life husband, but that it wasn't like a fan fiction piece per se. Can you talk a little bit about the inspiration of the story as a whole?
Um, I wanted to write a story about a woman coming into her own and reclaiming her sexuality, redefining herself, thinking out, moving outside of the box, moving outside of the boxes that she'd been put in. And I liked the idea of her doing it with a guy that was much younger and desirable. And I kind of, it all just kind of came together at once. And I mean, sorry, I should preface by saying that I'd been joking with my husband about running off and leaving him and the kids for a young guy in a band. And he said, "You're crazy, but that would make a great book." And so I mean, he really laid it out for me. He's like, what if you have a woman and a mom, and she's divorced and she's about 40 and she's got a young daughter who's obsessed with the boy band, and somehow they meet the band and she ends up having a relationship with one of the guys in the band. And as he said it, it was just like, it was the most brilliant thing I'd ever heard. And I knew that not only would I enjoy writing it, but I could do a really good job. I'd, I when I was much younger, I was still in college, I started a company with a girlfriend of mine, and we were managing singing groups. And we got one of the members of New Kids on the Block to produce our group. And so and they were still kind of like at the height of their fame. And so I got to witness that kind of mania and hysteria that surrounded them, and them like having to live in a bubble and just not being able to go, like the things we take for granted, like walking down the street or going to the supermarket or going to the movie theaters. I mean, I remember going to the movie theaters, a couple of them, and we had to arrive late and we had to leave early. And I'm an actor, right? So I and a producer. And so I'm the person that likes to sit to the last credit. Like I'm reading everyone, like who do I know? It's like, oh my God, I can't believe I worked with that grip. Or like I like to see who's out there working. But this was like it was like during the denouement, like I think I won't even say what movie it was. So it was a long time ago. It was like one of the Lethal Weapons movies. But like I was like, we're leaving now. We can't like. It's like you've got to like get out, get out. I mean, it's really kind of weird. And so like when their lives are just not normal. Like that thought like this is before, I guess, before Netflix. God. So before even like you're watching movies, I guess Blockbuster was around. But then I thought, gosh, when was the last time you sat in a theater and got there on time and then got to see the end? Like that's just gone for you. And you like little things like that would kind of jump out at me. And so I knew that I could portray this kind of insular life of a guy in a boy band at the height of his celebrity and do it well. And then I'd been obsessed with Duran Duran when I was really young, and I'd written Duran Duran fan fiction, and so I was comfortable writing in British voices and writing for like band members, like not feuding, but like drama, interband drama. And I hadn't done it in years, but I thought, sure, that's in my wheelhouse. I can access it if I need to, and so that's how the book came to be. But I'm sorry, I just wanted to say more importantly, and most importantly, that I really wanted to tell this a woman's story. Like it's not about the story. The book's not about Hayes Campbell. It's Selene's story, and
Yes.
that to me was the most important part. Like the Hayes part was kind of like the icing to be able to create this character that women find desirable and that she was able to lose herself in. But it was more it was much more grounded to me than that. If that makes any sense. So.
It does. It's a great story. I loved it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So you were just talking about, you're an actress, you're a producer, you wear all the hats. How was this process for you being on the other side of the camera, but it's not someone else's story coming to life, it's your story coming to
It's
life?
it's very bizarre. I'm so used to it, being in the actor and you're part of an ensemble and you're one of many moving parts and you realize it's all you're there for like to help improve someone else's story, to help tell someone else's story, and you want to do the best you can at that. And to be kind of removed from that, but have it being your story that's told, it's very surreal. And as I said, I don't know if I said it here. I've done a bunch of interviews. I was not involved at all in the film, in the filming, so I wasn't on set. I don't know what discussions were had. But it's it's very strange to see like people breathe life into your characters, and some ways how you picture it, in some ways not at all how you pictured it, but like making it their own. And it's, I mean, that's what happens when you have a film, like when you're adapting a story. Like things are going to change, people are going to change, characters are going to change, some characters disappear, some are added. And it's very interesting to see someone else's vision of your baby.
Well, I think it's awesome, and I'm so excited for you because your debut novel, it killed it, and now it's going to kill it as a movie. So,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you.